You know, what if you weren't aware of things? What if you weren't aware of what color you were? If you didn't know what race you were? What if you didn't even know what gender you were? Although I know that's impossible. But what if you didn't? I mean, in some way you never just... Don't even think about how that could be. But what if you didn't know? What if you didn't know what your nationality was? Hell, what if you didn't even know what language you spoke, but you were able to speak it with everybody? I know that all these things I'm saying are impossible to even imagine. But what if these were true? You wouldn't care. You simply wouldn't be conscious of it, and they wouldn't be factors in your life. But you know, sometimes we walk around and our consciousness is dominated. I shouldn't say sometimes. 99.9, you can carry that on for 2 weeks saying 9. The thing is that we're conscious of race. We're conscious of gender. We're conscious of sexual orientation. We're conscious of religious beliefs. We're conscious of all kind of other beliefs, political views, and so on and so forth. These things we are conscious of, but they exist in the conscious. They exist in the conscious mind. They are mental constructs. We're conscious of the fact that, let's say our best friend is an atheist, or we're going to visit the house of some guy who's an atheist. You know, that becomes what dominates our consciousness. He's an atheist. He's an Episcopalian. He's a Catholic. He's a Jehovah's Witness. It dominates our consciousness. He's a homosexual. It dominates our consciousness. What if we weren't aware of any of those things? And we even conscious of the fact that he's a he. You know, I was thinking about sometimes when you wind up becoming aware of something that you thought was true one direction, but in fact it was another. I want to talk about something. For example, the whole thing about certain things that just, part of it isn't just what your senses tell you, but what you're conscious of. Back in 1975, I was 15. And I remember going to Pennsylvania, this place outside of Pittsburgh, because my great aunt lived there, and we were taking her from that place to Chicago. We were moving her to Chicago. She was 103 years old. But the thing is that I remember during that time, you know, that whole weekend, because we were there for a weekend, and I remember I met this girl. She was about my age, about 15. She was beautiful. She was gorgeous. She had beautiful long hair. Beautiful. Oh, God, she was just gorgeous. And I remember me and her playing a pinball machine, you know, or just doing all kinds of things. And I just thought, okay, I know I can't take her home with me, but I wish I could. She'd be a perfect girlfriend. But I thought, I'm going to leave. I'm going to feel sad leaving her. But that's life. You know, I was just totally in love with her. And I remember we got ready to leave. You know, and so my father, you know, he's driving the truck, because we're going to drive the truck and the car, because we drove all the way from Chicago to Pittsburgh, close to Pittsburgh. We didn't actually go into the city of Pittsburgh. But anyway, the thing is that, you know, the girl's father came up to us, and he was talking. He was talking to my father, and they were talking about something. So I said, "Oh yeah, and let me introduce you to my son." And I thought, you know, it's like, time out, Green Bay. And then, wait a minute, what? Huh? I'm thinking, wait a minute. No, it turned out that the girl that I was totally in love with was a guy. But he looked so much like a girl, very long hair, and was so, and I just thought he was the most, I thought that she, because I always refer to her as a she, was the most beautiful thing. And I thought, gee, you know, and I think ever since then, that's when I got into philosophy, you know, in some way, because it got to the question of what's real. See, part of what's real isn't what our senses tell us, but what you're conscious of. For that whole weekend, I was conscious that I was there with this girl. It was male and female isn't just purely what our senses tell us. It's what we're conscious of. That's why I can understand these transgender people. if nothing else, I understand that it is what you're conscious of. You're conscious of those things. What you are is what you're conscious of. It isn't just what your senses tell you, but it's what you have a conscious awareness of. And on that note, I think I will stop because, I've revealed many things today.